Hi everyone, I'm Mona Marlowe. Welcome to my YouTube channel. On this video, it's all about the beautiful, flaming redhead Arlene Dahl and her fragrance Dalia that was released in 1975. And also, I'm going to talk about some other fragrances that she loved and wore as well. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm all about legendary perfumes and legends who wore them. If that's something you're into, feel free to subscribe, like, and share. A little bit about Arlene Dahl, who was an actress, author, businesswoman, beauty consultant, astrologer. She really had a long and diverse career. This is one of her books that I absolutely adore. It's a beauty book called Beyond Beauty, published in 1980. There is a whole section about fragrance in this book if you're interested. Um, but on this video, I want to talk about a little bit of Arlene Dahl and then about her fragrance. She was an actress that started in 1947 um, in, in New York on stage, but then a year after moved to Los Angeles and was signed with MGM. Um, of course, she was very, very striking and beautiful with her flaming red hair, alabaster skin, and blue green eyes. She was married 6 times, had 3 children. One, a son, one is the famous actor Lorenzo Lamas, and she had exquisite taste in just beauty, perfume, and all things feminine. And she was um, a great pioneer for women being strong, independent, but also never losing their feminine touch. And um, I'm going to talk about some fragrances that she mentions in her book that she loved and wore. Before we get to her scent, she says, "My taste in fragrance changed as I entered my teens, and I began experimenting with many scents, including my mother's favorites, Fleur de Rochelle, Chantilly, Quelquefleur, and Arpege, which of course are legendary fragrances, some which I've mentioned here on this channel." And then she says, "I developed my own favorites over the years as well. L'air Bleu, my first gift of perfume from a man, Femme, Bandit, Magritte, L'air du Temps, L'Interdit, and Madame Rochat. As you can see, I prefer a combination of florals, spices, and woodsy, mossy notes. So do the men in my life." Now, I can see, according to the fragrances that she loved, which are absolutely legendary, beautiful fragrances, what inspired her to create Dalia, that was released in 1975. This is definitely a floral, woodsy, um, mossy fragrance. It's very similar to Madame Rochat by the House of Rochat, and it's extremely feminine and elegant and classy. There's absolutely no sweetness to this fragrance, but it is made of 80 ingredients, top-notch ingredients, and it does linger. It's very, very subtle, but noticeable at the same time. And it's beautiful. It's very hard to find. This is a 3 ounce bottle spray of eau de perfume, and I scored another 1 ounce bottle. I really have been enjoying it. Um, it's very hard to find, um, but I'm sure you can search and score a bottle yourself. It's almost, I would say, 90% similar to Madame Rocha. If you're familiar with that um, woodsy floral fragrance as well, you would know what Dahlia smells like, more or less. Um, I guess I want to say, I think it was 2013. I went to the 40th anniversary of the movie Cabaret in the Ziegfeld or at the Ziegfeld Theater here in New York City. And when I was in the theater in the audience, I had to, you know, use the ladies' room. And when I got up and I saw the sea of people that were sitting behind me, who did I notice but Arlene Dahl? Of course, she stood out amongst hundreds of people behind me, but I noticed her. I didn't really get a good look at her, unfortunately, but it was a privilege and an honor to just be in the same room with a legendary actress who was glamorous to the very end. She passed, unfortunately, 2 years ago at the age of 96. And, all the advice she gives in her books and her beauty columns showed that they paid off, because she was absolutely beautiful to the very, very end of her life. And to me, she was the epitome of a lady. And they definitely don't make them like Arlene Dahl anymore. I guess with that, I'd like to close. I dedicate this video to Arlene Dahl and to all of her fans out there. I will see you guys very soon in my next video to come. Thank you. Bye-bye.